Hey everybody, welcome to our Wednesday night story time. We are looking a little different this week. We have come out to my family's miniature farm. We were going to try to get a little bit of video, but everybody has gone to sleep because it got a little late. But we decided to go ahead and film while we were out here, so things look a little different. But we are going to go ahead and do our next book in our Everyday Zoo series. So we'll see some animals in our book. Today we're going to read Field of Peace, and we're going to meet a couple of other animals that are from the zoo and find out how it is that they get peace. Our Bible verse today is Colossians 3:15, and that verse says, "Let the peace of Christ fill your hearts." So let's get started. Everyday Zoo was buzzing with excitement. It was baseball season and the Wilds were on their way to winning the championship. "Watch out, Gabby. Here comes my crazy ball," Boyd shouted from the pitcher's mound. Then he swung his arm wildly and the ball zigzagged through the air towards Gabriella Goose. The umpire yelled, "Strike three!" "Great game," Arnold Armadillo shouted. "We win again," Boyd cheered as he did a little victory dance. "Thank you, God, for a great game." "Winning the championship would be the most awesome thing in the entire world," Boyd said. "I've waited my whole life for this." The next day, Boyd's picture was in the newspaper. "But you're only 7, Harley reminded him. Boyd couldn't wait to win that trophy. "Time to play ball," the umpire shouted. The players took their places on the field. Boyd stood on the mound, and every time he pitched the ball, it zigged and zagged and zoomed through the air, striking each batter out. Arnold cheered, "Way to go, crazy ball, Boyd." It was another exciting game, and the Wilds were ahead until it was Arnold's turn to bat. Arnold marched up to the plate. Just as he was about to swing, a bumblebee landed on his nose. Arnold wiggled and jiggled and jumped all around trying to get it off. And instead of Arnold hitting the ball hit Arnold. "Where did Arnold go?" Harley asked Coach Pouch. "Right there," Coach said, pointing to a large, bumpy-looking ball sitting next to home plate. "That's how armadillos protect themselves when they're scared." And then for the rest of the game, whenever the ball got too close, I got it, he didn't get it. For the first time that season, the Wilds lost a game. Arnold felt terrible. Boyd felt worse. He really wanted to win that trophy. Coach patted Arnold on the back. "Don't worry," he said. "The next game will be better." But it wasn't. The same thing happened again and again. "Arnold's going to ruin our chances of winning the championship," Boyd grumbled as he stormed off the field. Haley's up here telling him, "It's okay, you can come out now, Arnold. The game is over." The next day, Boyd showed up early for the final game, accidentally scaring the new groundskeeper. "It's a skunk." When Coach arrived, he decided to move the game to Critters Field. "Boyd, you can stay and let the rest of the team know where we're playing." "Sure, Coach," Boyd said, covering his nose. When skunks get scared, they spray and they stink. As the players arrived, Boyd told them to go to Critters Field and check their names off his list. Finally, the only name left was Arnold's. "If he doesn't show up soon, I'll be late," Boyd grumbled. As Boyd stood there waiting, he started to imagine what would happen if Arnold didn't show up at all. He against their team, and Arnold not being there might mean that they get to win the championship. Boyd really wanted to win that trophy, so he ignored the sinking feeling in his stomach and left without telling Arnold the game was moving to Critters Field. Hello? Where is everybody? Arnold's all by himself. The championship game was underway at Critters Field, and Boyd was feeling worse than ever. In fact, his insides were zigzagging more than his crazy ball. Every time he looked at the baseball, all he could see was Arnold's face staring back at him. Coach called a timeout and gathered the team together. Without Arnold, we seem to have lost our spirit, he said. I miss him, said Haley. I wonder why he didn't come. Boyd was afraid to tell his friends the truth, but he couldn't keep his secret any longer. Because I didn't tell him the game had moved to Critters Field, Boyd confessed. I thought we might have a better shot at the championship without him. But it wouldn't be much fun to win without Arnold, said Haley. Coach put his arm around Boyd. When we make good decisions that please God, we feel calm and peaceful inside. Do you feel peaceful about leaving Arnold behind? No, Boyd said. I do not feel peaceful. I feel absolutely, positively awful. You know how the umpire makes all the important decisions in a ball game? Said Coach. Well, I know a great umpire that would help you make good decisions in life, and that umpire's name is peace. But where does peace come from? Haley asked. It doesn't come from winning or having trophies or being in the newspaper, Coach said. It comes from doing things that make God happy, Boyd shouted as he ran off the field. Where are you going? Harley called after him. To get Arnold. It was the final inning, and the Wilds were behind when Arnold nervously stepped up to the plate. The bases were loaded, and his team had to score. Once again, as the baseball came whizzing in his direction, Arnold got scared and rolled into a ball. But this time, as he dropped the bat, he heard a small crack. Arnold hit the ball. As the crowd in the stands cheered, Boyd yelled, "Roll, Arnold, roll!" And that's just what Arnold did. He rolled as fast as he could around the bases, first, second, then third, and all the way to home plate. Safe, the umpire yelled. The Wilds had won the game. Boyd felt very good about winning the trophy, but even better than that, he felt peaceful. Sometimes we probably let our choices and our feelings get in the way of like that when we want to win or when we want something to do that we want to do, and maybe we don't want to do what our sister or our brother wants to do, and so we try to leave them out, or we try to do things our way. And you ever done that and you kind of just don't feel good about it? That's what not being peaceful is about. That's what that sinking feeling, that sick feeling that you get, that's when we don't have the peace that God gives us to tell us that we're making the good decisions that He would want us to make. And we're really thankful for the peace that God gives us because it helps us know when we are doing the right thing and when we are making the right decisions. And it kind of helps us keep going in that direction and to make those good decisions as we keep going. And a lot of those good decisions they'll help other people, and maybe sometimes it's not always what we want to do, but it makes other people feel good. Just like how Arnold probably felt really sad that his team had left him. And then when Boyd came and got him, even if they hadn't have won the game, they would have all felt better and peaceful because Arnold was there and they were there with one of their best friends. And that's what God's peace does for us. Just like in our Bible verse, again, it's Colossians 3:15, and I'm going to cheat and read it off my paper. I'm sorry. It's, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. You can see that since we don't have our screen in the back this time. And that's how we need to make our decisions, is constantly looking for God's peace to guide our hearts. I hope that this has been a good series. I think this is our last one of the Everyday Zoo series for now. We'll start a different one next week. We'll probably be back at home next week, but I'm glad you got to join me out here on the miniature farm. Maybe we'll get to see some animals next time we're out here. But we'll see you again next Wednesday for our next our next story series. And we hope to see you on Sunday. Either we have in person at Brookstone outside, where we are offering a Ridge Runners time. We also have Ridge Runners with Mr. Nathan at 10 o'clock online, and we have the service at 10:30 online. Love you guys. See you later.
Scout, scout. Nope, he does not want to be on film.